Well, there's enough cash sitting in offshore accounts, bank accounts, to wipe out the federal tax deficit if only they were subject to U.S. taxes. Now, this is because, Jose, companies, U.S. companies, they pocketed and profited. They've moved money primarily to Bermuda and the Cayman Islands. $620 billion parked in accounts outside of this country. That's the latest number from Citizens for Tax Justice. Google is no exception to this laundry list of companies doing this. This article in USA Today, it asserts that Google has avoided paying $2 billion in taxes because of this loophole that allows them to put this money into Bermuda, not subject to U.S. tax, and they're not pulling their weight in terms of paying their fair share, and they've been able to sort of side skirt paying the U.S. tax bill that they owe.
It's awful, and I like the term laundry list because it's pretty much like laundering money. What they're doing. We know that Apple, Google, these huge companies...
But they're doing it legally.
They do it legally. There's nothing illegal. It seems illegal if you think that individuals get to pay 35% of their income in taxes. And in the last cycle, Google and Apple paid less than 3% of taxes compared to their gross income. So there's a big disparity. It's unfair. And there's a legal way for them to do it. The European Commission came forward and said, we are going to look into this very closely because I think they're getting impacted as much as the US. And we see the example of how corporations have different rules than the rest of us. And it's sad, and it's something that we need to address in the upcoming election.
I agree with you. So the UK, their government introduced a diverted profits tax. It was actually being called the Google tax because they use this measure of side-skirting taxes so effectively. In an annual report that was filed by the US SEC, they reported that Google paid a 19.3% tax rate on its US and international revenue. So they're actually paying less in taxes than I am if you just go on the percentage of, it's like, really, does this really make any sense to anybody looking at it? And, every day, I can't think of a time, during the day when I'm not on Google, looking up something or the very useful service that's global. And the fact that they're doing this, it makes me want to sort of find another avenue of where I get my information.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Google overreaches in so many areas of digital life. Now they are not Google anymore. They have a parent company called Alphabet. Alphabet was the name. I was about to blow it there. But now they also officially dropped the motto, do no evil. And so we are not too sure anymore of what are the real intentions of Google. Moving forward, of Alphabet moving forward, in terms of how they are going to be socially responsible. And that starts by paying your fair share of taxes like everybody else.
Right, so this is how they were doing it, Jose. They were successful in cutting down the ratio proposed tax to reportedly half of its value after legally funneling the profits from their overseas subsidiaries into Bermuda, which doesn't have that corporate income tax. So that's how they were doing it. They're still doing it, and what can we do about it?
I mean, they have so much money that they can devote a big part of their budget exclusively on fiscal lawyers that are finding these ways for them to avoid paying money. It's cheaper for them. It's just as easy for them to keep their money out there. It's cheaper for them to borrow that money in banks in the United States because they get really, really good interest rates and keep that money offshore so they don't have to pay taxes. It's crazy the way they behave.
Agree. Let us know what you think about Google's fiscal strategy, along with those other multinationals that we didn't get to in this conversation. But log on, let us know what you think about Google doing this. While you're at it, be sure to check out the rest of our channel and, of course, subscribe to the Lip TV for more.